Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
In April 1959, Art Wall won the Masters, edging out Carey Middlecoff and Arnold Palmer by finishing birdie, 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 par birdie. 1 month later, Ocean City Golf Club celebrated the opening of their first 18 holes. That course has been transformed now into one of the most scenic golf layouts on the East Coast. Come experience 36 of the most beautiful and challenging holes you'll find anywhere. Ocean City Golf Club in Ocean City, Maryland.
Into the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap show here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach, home of the Ravens. Kickoff 1 o'clock between the Ravens and Cowboys at M&T Bank Stadium. Broadcasting here from the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. Mike Bradley from 105.7 The Fan, Steve Slaza from Ravens Roost 44, Bobby Vermillion from the million golf shows he does on all the TVs, and Buddy Sass from the Ocean City Golf Club. And guys, just real quickly, in Ravens Roost 44, I got to give him credit for mentioning this to me just real quickly before we preview the upcoming game. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, this past Sunday, 9-6 on October 7th, 2012. Well, exactly 5 years before that, on October 7th, 2007, we beat the San Francisco 49ers on the road in Brian Billick's last year by a score of 9-6. So go figure. Go figure on that number. Also, make mention that Drew Brees broke the consecutive games mark of throwing a touchdown, which was previously held by Johnny Unitas. Very interestingly enough. And of course, we don't have time to get into it, but clearly the record that Johnny broke, much tougher to do back in the day where the passing game was a lot tougher than it is today. So no offense to Drew Brees, but a lot easier for him to accomplish than what Johnny U did. However, the touchdown pass that broke the record happened to go to number 19, Marcus Colston. So Johnny U was looking down in that game. All right, guys, upcoming game. The Ravens, the Cowboys. The Ravens 4-1, the Cowboys 2-2. The Ravens hold right now the NFL's longest home winning streaks, that is, at 13. We're looking to be 5-1 for just the second time in franchise history. The last time would have been in 2000. We are 8-0 at home versus the NFC under John Harbaugh, and all-time versus the NFC, the Ravens are 24-5-1. We're 3-0 against the Cowboys. I think the only team in the history to be undefeated against the Cowboys. Obviously, we don't play them that often, but still at 3-0. This is a Cowboys team, though, folks, coming in. They beat the Giants that very first game, if you remember, Wednesday night to kick off the season, 24-17. The team looked very good. Then they go to Seattle against a much-improved Seattle team, a tough environment. They lose 27-7. Then they play Tampa Bay at home, but eke that out by a score of 16-10. And then on Monday night, last Monday night, they got demolished by Chicago, 34-18. Tony Lombardi. Tony Romo. No, Tony Lombardi wouldn't throw 5 picks in a game. Tony Romo, though, had 5 picks. Right now, he's got 8 for the year. This is an offense that they've got players, they've got talent, guys. But again, much in the same way, if you look at the numbers as Kansas City, they're a team that's been hurt by turnovers, and they're 30th in the league. I think they're minus 13. So they've turned the ball over 13 times, and it's not been very good for this team. And again, it's reflective at a 2-2 record.
Well, you look at their offense, and it all starts with Tony Romo. I know John Garrick and I had a discussion a few weeks ago. He tried to tell me that Tony Romo was better than Joe Flacco, and I asked him how many. I just laughed and said, "How many playoff games has Tony Romo won?" And he said 0. So I just rested my argument there. I said he couldn't even hold on to an extra point to put him in the playoffs. So I just think the Cowboys with Des Bryant, a guy who just doesn't get it. They talked about it after the Chicago game. Romo threw the interception, but it was Des Bryant's fault. I don't think they have the leadership with that team. And the biggest move the Ravens made, or to me, is that we didn't get Jason Garrett. We got John Harbaugh, because the Ravens looked for Jason Garrett. And I also think that if you look at Jerry Jones, it all starts at the top. Jerry's very involved. He's giving press conferences after the game. He's talking to the media. That belongs to the head coach. And I just think that team lacks a little leadership. I don't think Tony Romo's a great leader. I think it's no surprise that they're struggling, and I think they'll struggle against us. The one thing that does concern me is they had a poor performance. They're coming off a bye week. We closed out Texas Stadium and embarrassed them down there. So you know they're going to come off this bye week and play, and we're going to get their best shot. But M&T Bank Stadium, playing us at home, it's not easy for anybody, and I don't think it's going to be easy for the Cowboys this week.
Steve, I thought Bobby brings up a good point. Lack of leadership. There seems to be no real leader. I know Tony Romo's trying to take that spot, but it still doesn't seem like that locker room as a whole is one that can overcome the rough edges or the down points of the season, and it shows. And as Bobby pointed out, you look at a guy like Des Bryant, all the talent in the world, had trouble learning the playbook. And the other day, it's a hot read, and he didn't make it. An interception going the other way, 6 points for Chicago. They look out of sync, to say the least.
Now, you can definitely tell the locker room is divided by the way they play on the field. They've got a lot of individuals, of which Romo is one and Des Bryant is the other, who want to do things their own way. And it's definitely coming back to hurt them right now.
Buddy, your assessment of the Dallas Cowboys?
I think if you're going to be a leader, if leadership's big, it's in the off season. It's what you do when nobody's watching. And I don't get the feeling that any of the Cowboys are doing the work, putting the time in, the playbook situation. None of it's being done in the summer when nobody's watching. It's all about Sunday making a big play, and then you see them struggle.
And I think this organization's more style over substance.
Absolutely.
You talk about Jerry Jones. He, to a large degree, in my mind, I mean, still, look, I know the players got to play on the field, and they deserve a share of the blame. But this organization is a joke to me. I mean, they've got a Victoria's Secret shop in the stadium. They've got an art gallery in the stadium. I mean, it's to the bigger picture. It's all about the other stuff and making money. How much of it is really winning? I know Jerry Jones wants to win, but he's going all about it the wrong way.
If the last 5 years, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about how good the Cowboys are going to be. It's so funny because if I was a Giants fan, it would really drive me crazy. Everybody talks about the Dallas Cowboys in the offseason and how much talent they have, and the Giants just go ahead and win 2 Super Bowls. And they kind of fly under the radar. They're probably the third best team in that division right now, the Dallas Cowboys, if you look at it. I mean, with the Eagles and the Giants are right there. And I think they scare me because they do have a lot of talent. They can definitely put a good game together, and they could certainly beat the Ravens this week. But I agree with you. I just think that the team is so overhyped, the America's team and all that. I don't think they're as good as advertised.
Steve, they do have talent at the skill positions. Romo, when he's on, is one of the best. They've got Miles Austin. They've got Des Bryant. Kevin Ogletree has stepped up as a nice third receiver. Let's not forget the veteran and Jason Witten there. So they've got the skill guys. DeMarco Murray, Felix Jones can be very good running backs. I mean, Murray last year was very explosive. Their offensive line is in shambles, though, and I think that hopefully will help the Ravens. But those guys, again, coming off a bye, they can score the ball.
Well, the coming off the bye is the biggest thing, and obviously having the skill guys doesn't hurt. But anytime you have 2 weeks to put in, basically plays that have not been shown to the opposition, that's a huge advantage on your behalf. But the offensive line, basically it's won in trenches on both sides of the ball. So hopefully their offensive line will be, as it has been all year, very porous.
Conversely, talking about the defense, though, Rex Ryan's brother, coaching the team, Rob Ryan, the defensive coordinator, that is. Their total defense, though, folks, they're doing number 4. Their rush defense is 15th. They've got the number 1 pass defense. And again, buddy, we're going to face 2 very good pass rushers in DeMarcus Ware, who's got 5. Also Anthony Spencer as well. And Ryan's, they love to get at it defensively with all sorts of different schemes.
Oh, absolutely. They've had time to prepare. They know what we like to do. You got to be a little nervous about the Cowboys because they do have some special players and they've had time to prepare. It's a big game for the Ravens. They got to take care of business. We got to win at home.
How do you see this game going down? What do the Ravens need to do to win this game, and what's your final score?
Honestly, I see the offense breaking out of it. I think it's going to be a little bit high scoring. I think it's going to be an exciting game, and I'm looking for the Ravens 27-21.
I think he's right on, buddy. I like the Ravens 27-24. I think it's going to be a close game. As I mentioned, I think coming off a bye, they've got something to prove because they were embarrassed on Monday night against the Bears, and they're going to be gunning for the Ravens. Jason Garrett, he's going to want to win this game, and so is Jerry Jones. So, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Ravens win at home.
Go ahead,
I
Steve.
think they'll come out with a couple touchdowns early, but they will hold them to field goals, and we end up winning 31-20.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see the Cowboys being able to move the ball down the field a little bit back and forth. It is a bend-don't-break defense. As long as we don't give up the big play, I think that's the important thing. And to a large degree, we haven't done that. So I think that's the good news with that. The Ravens need to run the ball, I think, a little bit more, as we talked about, but I think they can be effective and be able to throw the ball a little bit as well. The home crowd's an advantage if we can hold them to field goals over touchdowns. But I do think this will be a seesaw battle back and forth a little bit, and I will go with the Ravens 27-23 in this one to get it done. But don't sleep on these guys.
No, and you don't want to have to come behind on the Cowboys with Ware and then Spencer's back this week. If we get into a situation we get behind and we've got to throw the football, they can definitely put some pressure on Flacco. So as you talked about, if we can establish a run, take care of time of possession, do the things that we need to do at home, make them come get us. Tony Romo will turn it over. We know that.
Yeah,
so we want to make him play from behind. If we do that, we'll create some turnovers, and we can control the football game.
Hey, keep their offense off the field, win on first down, get 3 yards or more on first down, make it manageable on second and third down, and we're in good shape. I know, buddy, you're the golf pro there at the Ocean City Golf Club, and Bobby, you're a big golfer. Tell us what's going on over at the OC Golf Club.
Well, let me just say this. Buddy's the head golf professional there, and I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better golf professional anywhere. If you go there, obviously, Ocean City Golf Club is open to the general public, but there's also a very active membership. And even if you're not a member there, Buddy treats everybody like a member, and you and your staff always do a great job. And I know right now, Mike Salvio is your new superintendent. He's a Steelers fan. But I tell you what, he's one heck of a superintendent. The golf course is in great shape, and we badger him a little bit about being a Steelers fan, but he's done a great job for you, buddy.
He has done a great job. Just so everybody knows, we cut his raise in half, his bonus in half, just because he's a Steeler fan. But Mike has done a great job. We've got a great membership program going on right now. The rest of the year is free going into next year. And this is a great time for us because the staff, the last 3 years with Mike Salvio and myself, we go through a 50-point plan every winter to make our golf course better. And we're in the middle of that right now. We're really excited about next year.
So just like a football team in the offseason, working on things to get better, 50-point plan, that keeps you busy the entire time.
And you think just a golf professional looks good and swings good. That's not
right.
the case.
Hey, real quickly, where are you guys located, buddy?
We're located down at South Point, right across from the Aztec State Park. At the Ocean City Golf Club, 36 beautiful holes, a great venue to play golf.
All right. Hey, folks, don't forget, and buddy, we appreciate you coming, and we know you'll be back, so we appreciate you coming out to the show and being on the panel. Don't forget next week, Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti going to be here, so be here at the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City, 7 o'clock. Going to be a great show, as it always is. We're looking forward to it. Ravens Roost 44, thanks for coming out again. Great crowd as always. And don't forget, the Ravens and the Cowboys coming your way. 1 o'clock kickoff at M&T Bank Stadium. If you can't catch it on TV, don't forget the home of the Ravens, Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach. We are back next week with another installment of the show, the original Green Turtles Ravens Wrap Show on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach.
Ravens Wrap is sponsored by Bud Light, Holiday Inn Express, the Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn, Russell Street Report, the original Green Turtle, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
Welcome to the Comfort Inn Gold Coast. Conveniently located just 1 block from the beach and adjacent to shopping at the Gold Coast Mall and the movie theater. Newly renovated and open year-round with a marvelous bayfront view. Visit us on the web at comfortgoldcoast.com and see our hot deals and great golf packages, or simply call our direct reservation line to plan your stay.